So Rogue One,
Was average.
you didn't like it?
No. It felt
Oh,
a lot
wow.
like Jurassic World. A lot of hype around it, I feel. But not as much hype as The Force Awakens, of course. But yeah, I walked away really mixed about it. I just didn't know how to feel. It felt a bit like Jurassic World again. It just didn't play out as I imagined.
Yeah, it was different. I thought about it because we saw it. What was it, like a week ago now? Exactly.
1 week,
Yeah.
week since we saw it, and I just haven't been able to shake it from my head.
Yeah,
To be honest,
I think it was different, but it was. I think it was actually better when you think about it. Overall, it grew on me afterwards after thinking about it.
really.
Yeah.
No. Force Awakens, I think, because we saw The Force Awakens 3 times in the cinemas in the span of a month.
We did. We watched
Which
it.
was ridiculous, but I think we thoroughly enjoyed The Force Awakens a lot more. Rogue One, I wouldn't see it again. Honestly,
yeah.
I wouldn't sit through it because it's such a long, drawn-out film. It just, I don't know, I've heard a lot of people complain that it didn't have the same Star Warsy adventure feel to it.
Yeah, well, it was a lot darker.
And they were going for a more realistic tone,
Yeah.
which is fair. But I don't know, with these characters, they were just so boring.
Okay. Well, so you just found it boring overall?
Well, no, look, I didn't like any of the characters. And the only characters I kind of liked was the droid, which was the obvious humor behind the film, the comic relief. But the rest were just so, they seemed just shoved in. There wasn't enough backstory given. They just sort of told their backstory in one line and then wandered off. I thought, the captain, I forgot his name, the main captain of the crew, who set out to kill the girl's father, who helped design the Death Star.
Yeah.
We hear about his backstory in a sentence.
Yeah. Well, that's how we heard about the backstory of the prequels.
You don't know you don't know what loss is, until you lose this and that.
Yeah, they tried to make the story emotional without much depth. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
We get plenty of backstory of the other chick. Why not this guy as well? They're the ones that are conflicted. What about his side of the story?
So you'd like another prequel to this one?
Yeah, I want a backstory.
Just like endless prequels, yeah.
Yeah, just keep going back all the way.
Yeah.
Until the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
No, a few things really stood out, which I hated. I think, I'm just going to dive right in to spoilers. I'm just going to dive right into the very end of the film.
Okay.
Into a mishmash.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care about spoiler alerts.
No, me either. It's a shit film. There's a spoiler.
Oh.
The Death Star fires onto the planet. I think it's called Scarif.
Mm-hmm.
Scarif. It's the tropical planet. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. And so the Death Star fires onto the planet and hits the top of the tower that they need to transmit the plans to. And there's that Admiral Krennic, whatever his name is. I believe he's an Australian actor. And it hits just the very top of the tower, killing him, of course, and setting the planet up to explode. I thought that was such a bad way to kill him off. I really hated it. I was like, oh, that's it? He's been the main villain for this whole film. And you just see a huge wide of him, of the tower just going bloop, it's getting shot. That's such accurate bullshit fire. I was like, see, this is the same thing with Jurassic World I had. I start to envision, after the film, how I would film it. I get really selfish.
Yeah.
But I feel like I take the more logical approach. So how I would have it is not destroy the tower straight off from the beginning.
Yeah.
Have him sort of cut in between them when they're on the beach and they can see their impending doom coming.
Yeah.
Have him standing up as well.
Mm-hmm.
And looking or like crying or like being remorseful or even really happy. Make it really dark. He's happy that his ambition created this gigantic war machine, and he can see the damage it's going to do.
Yeah, it kind of do
you see how we the last thing we see of him is he's just on the ground, he's injured, and then the tower just goes. That's it.
Yeah, well,
there's no final sentiment, and I like villains who get their comeuppance, and you can
Well,
see the fear.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you can see, you get a small last glimpse of how they're feeling. And I just thought that would be a lot smarter than just a wide angle, just seeing the top of the tower
So-
just get poofed off.
Puffed off. Basically, you're saying you could have made a better film, and you would like to have been given that chance.
The director, Gareth Edwards, yes.
Yeah.
I think I could do a better job than him. I'd never heard of him before.
Yeah, he's elusive. He did. I think all he did was Godzilla, the 2014 Godzilla.
We'll get
And
to
before
that.
he did Monsters.
We'll get to that in another podcast. That's another 2015 blunder.
2014.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, 3 years running I've been disappointed.
Yeah, I know. This is it's all disappointment for you.
We'll get to Godzilla again. Whoa, that was a doozy.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think of the film?
I've watched a lot of reviews and like read a lot of reviews since like in this week, and the like main consensus is like the first 2/3 of the film were like a 6 out of 10,
Ugh, boring.
and the final third was like a 10 out of 10, which then balances it to an 8.
That's not how
That's
it
why it's
works.
got, no, but what I'm saying is, but I agree with that because that's what IMDb's got it as an 8.
Because
Because the ending's amazing. You gotta admit.
the ending was
the ending
directed
is
very well.
Yeah.
Like those battle scenes were so intense, and it was so ruthless.
We can spoil it, like with the part with Vader, where he's just about trying to get the plans.
Oh,
cool.
I
And he's like-
disagree with that, but okay.
You got to finally see Vader in action.
No, I can see Vader in action.
I-
From 5 to 6, I can see.
But
him.
apparently, I can't remember. I only saw the prequels like back last year, just before.
Force
Before I watched
Awakens.
Force Awakens,
Yeah.
I watched them all the week before.
Yes, yeah.
And I can't really remember much of Vader, but apparently, that's the most you see in lightsaber battle in Rogue One, more than all the prequels.
Oh, okay. So,
Sorry, all the main
yeah.
trilogy.
So 4 to 6, you see less of his lightsaber,
Then you saw
Rogue
in Rogue
One.
One because
Yeah.
that's like got him like for a solid minute cutting people.
cutting up people.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
I hated that scene. I think I'm the only one.
You hated that scene?
hated it. I
Oh,
did.
wow.
I did.
Well,
We'll
I
get
thought
to
they
that.
could ruin Vader, but I think they didn't.
I thought Vader was okay in this film. He made a pun, which I thought was really weird.
What
It's like,
was it?
don't choke on your ambitions or something.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And he swings around looking all cool.
I think
Is he trying to be
alright,
hip to the
Personally,
new age?
I'll talk about my personal feelings of the film.
Do it.
The thing for me was like Star Wars was always known to be like lame and corny. It had like that corniness to it, which is always a
Yeah.
part of it. Like, I mean, the main characters from Episode 4 are R2D2 and C3PO. They're like how we see the world
Yeah.
through their eyes.
Yeah. They're the middle.
And C3PO's got to be like one of the lamest parts of Star
Well,
Wars. People
he's
like Jar Jar
amazing.
Binks for shit, but like,
Oh.
look at C3PO though. He's like a droid that can barely even
Jar
walk.
Jar didn't
He's like
give
the
us
Tin
that.
Man.
Give her that role. See, C-3PO, he's like the middleman. He's not after anything. He's not a villain. He has no.
Well, they're like in like a
He's just stuck.
because a lot of Shakespeare plays starts with two characters talking to each other who aren't a part of the main cast, and they're just like observers. That's what they are. They're like
Yeah.
Shakespearean, the comedy duo kind of thing.
Exactly. So
But what I'm saying is Star Wars has always been a bit corny. But Rogue One didn't really have any of that corniness, except for the droid, who was like comic relief.
that was alright.
He had most of the jokes.
Yeah. Oh, that's the only time people laughed in the cinema. Was every
Yeah.
time he spoke.
Yeah, pretty much every line was a joke.
Every
yeah.
action he did, people
Yeah.
just laughed. But he was funny. Like he did stuff. He had a good purpose. I like that he was an ex-Imperial droid.
Yeah, and apparently that's also the first time a droid's used a weapon in Star Wars, as in like a gun, like fired a gun like a human.
What about the droids in
Oh yeah, no, not like
I guess
those
like-
droids, but I'm talking about like
yeah,
the
protocol
rebel
kind of
droids.
droid?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
rebel droids. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No,
Apparently, because he seemed like he had like some kind of AI, like human learning, like he can.
yeah, he was
his-
pretty smart.
Yeah, like because he was making jokes, so he can like use humor, and he was like
Yeah.
using innovation as well.
Yeah, well, I guess
R2D2 is like that as well. He's a creative droid.
well, he can go. He helps out opening doors.
He's kind of like a combination between R2D2 and C3PO, but they can also move. So he's got the creativity, the ingenuity of R2D2, and like the mathematical ability of C3PO. combined.
Almost like the same personality as C-3PO. A little bit.
No,
a
but
little bit
C3PO
clumsy, a little bit.
C3PO is like
witty.
really a protocol. Like he's really like by the book. Whereas
Yeah.
What's his name? KS.
K9 something.
Like a dog.
Oh,
KS20 or something. Yeah, let me find it. K2SO.
So he would be the extrovert, and C3PO would be the introvert.
Possibly.
He was a lot more outgoing. Because C3PO wouldn't sneak into a battle and just show up. He'd actually stay on the ship like, oh,
yeah, and he was always afraid.
Stay on the ship, and this is the smart idea.
Yeah.
Where R2D2 is the one that just rolls out.
That's true. Yeah.
And drags C3PO with him. Speaking of which, those two made a little cameo.
They did apparently. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it was so quick.
I'll admit, I did fall asleep for the middle of the film for like half an hour. I haven't told anyone that yet.
Really?
But now it's out, so I probably need to see it again. I was hoping to see it again before we recorded this, but
no.
I was sort of like, I don't know. This is a thing though. Like, we were talking about Jurassic World last week.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see, like, a year from now whether it gets better or not. Because I think Force Awakens was a good film, like objectively a good film.
Yeah.
Revived the series.
Yeah.
Kept the best parts of Star Wars.
Beat for beat.
With this, I think what they were saying, like, partly what they were saying with this was it's going to be an experiment. So they want to. This film was purely a test to see how audiences react to it and whether it's worth.
If you don't hit the classic milestones of Star Wars, and it's not so much wacky and funny and crazy over the top adventure, and it's a lot more real. It's a lot more. The pacing's a lot more slower. There's a lot more dialogue and planning into it.
Well, they're now, because what they do, like, it's going to be every second year that there's an anthology film, and every second year there'll be one of the what are we calling this one? What's this? The Revived trilogy? Have they got a name for it yet? The new trilogy?
Oh, whatever.
7 to 9. Anyway.
7 to 9.
Yeah. So next year we've got to look forward to episode 8. Yeah.
And then we've got the Han Solo.
Yeah.
Then we've got episode 9. We've got the Boba Fett one.
Yeah. And then who knows after that?
No, who knows?
That'll be 2020 by that time.
See, that's another point as well that came up, is that I can really feel the sort of the dull effect of having a movie every year.
The dull effect?
Yeah, like dull, like, oh, this is dull. Not like...
dull. I was saying the dull. I was like, wow.
I've got a weird voice. Dull.
The dull.
The dull effect.
So, as in, like, you're saying that you're getting numbed to Star Wars?
Yeah, well, it's not as... A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's like the Marvel films. I'm just kind of...
Fatigue.
Yeah.
You're getting Star Wars fatigue.
Star Wars fatigue.
That's a good term. There we go. Coined it.
Coined it, my boy. This
year, sure someone's used that
wasn't that excited.
Well, have I told you... I think I told a lot of people this, but I've never, like, formalized it as, like, a theory. But my thing is that, like, films now are going to become like TV shows where it's just going to be episodes. It's just going to be serialized.
That's what it felt like. Yeah, a really long
I guess I said that in about 2000. It was probably about 2009 or 10 when... I can't remember what film it was, but... Pirates of the Caribbean.
I watched number 2.
Well, they did
last
4,
night.
where 4 came out. How was it? Number 2 was it good?
It's still good. And the night before I watched.
Apparently, it's number 3. The shit one where it's like the plot.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
No one. Yeah, that was the first one. Wasn't it?
That's a great film.
It is a good film. But I remember when they announced they were going to do like 4 came out, and then we're going to do 5 and 6, and we're filming them back to back, and we're going to just keep.
Well, that didn't work. There was a huge gap between.
Well, when's that next one coming out? Because didn't the budget got blown out?
Next year or 2008.
Anyway, the point was that they're just going to keep... If a film works now, they're just going to keep milking it.
If it makes a good profit.
They're going to keep doing it. Like Toy Story 4 is coming out, and that just hurt my soul.
We'll get onto that on another podcast. We've got plenty to say about that.
Yeah.
Being our age as well, we grew up with those films, like Toy Story and whatnot. Yeah. So, we've seen the full circle of these characters. We don't need to see...
But this is the thing, though, that... Okay, so this is where we're getting deep into the podcast. We're only 20 minutes in now.
We can go longer, I don't care.
That film's now just going to be serialized. They're just going to be we're doomed to a year. Well, for better or worse, we're going to have a new film of a successful franchise every year. Whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Because that was part of what we talked about with the Spider-Man reboots last week.
We're
going to just keep getting
like the Fast and Furious.
They're just going to keep
which is disgraceful.
Number 8's coming out. I've heard rumours, though, that they're not going to make a number 9 because Vin Diesel and The Rock don't get along.
Really?
Yeah, apparently they had
bold,
one
big
of them, I think they had an argument on set or something, and
so
that was towards the end.
Paul Walker's dead. We should end the series.
He was the glue that held them together.
Vin Diesel was like, "Oh, Paul Walker's dead. we should end the series, no more, let's respect him. And then The Rock was like, oh, I've got to feed my ego. Got to make like 3 films per year. I got Mona coming out on Boxing Day.
Moana.
I
That'll
got
be an interesting
Central
one.
Intelligence.
That was already out.
And then that came out this year. And then Furious comes out early next year.
Ballers season 3.
When was season 1?
2015.
I'm sick of The Rock. I'm also getting Rock fatigue as well. Rock fatigue and Kevin Hart fatigue. Oh, and Jumanji as well.
Yeah, Jumanji.
But this all comes back to the point for Rogue One where it's. I feel like they should have done the new 7 till 9 and then done the one-offs, because Star Wars used to be an event. Like a new Star Wars movie comes out, it's the biggest thing of the year.
Yeah.
But now it's so predictable. Disney has laid out all these films generating early hype, but it's kind of it's not as exciting than learning about it, a year before its release. Like take Clover. What was the number?
10 Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane. No one heard anything about this film until a trailer dropped, and people were like, oh, there's a trailer. It actually has like decent stars in it as well.
Yeah.
It's produced by J.J. Abrams. Like, it came out of...
No, he directed it, didn't he?
I don't think he directed it. I think he produced it. He might have directed it.
I've got Wikipedia right in front of me.
Even if he did, though, like, no one heard about it, but...
Yeah. So, what are you saying?
The magic behind Star Wars has gone.
So you think the magic is gone? He didn't direct it. Okay.
With this film,
he produced
because
it.
It's just... They're just cramming so much down, and... At the beginning of the year as well, we have the Star Wars Rebels series, which is a CGI series as well.
I haven't seen, but...
So I haven't seen it either, but we get so much Star Wars. That's all there is really. It's just the fatigue of it, and I wasn't really excited to see it. I mean, maybe the first 5 minutes really grabbed me, and I just completely lost interest because they flipped around to so many planets.
Yeah, I was going to say the planet hopping. That was like one of the biggest criticisms. It got they just tried to heap. Well, remember we were talking about this last week as well with Jurassic World, that there's too much in it. They pack too much in. Do you think that was a big problem with this film? That it was just too much.
Yeah, like it was.
They just try and like
so many planets.
Lather it on.
We'd get 5 minutes into a planet, and then be like, it would cut, and it'd be a wide angle of another planet, and then be like, this place, and you're like, oh, okay, we're here now. Yeah. I feel like they could have cut away a bit of a few more antics and just had everyone just like either already be at the desert planet, or everyone, like a majority of the people are on that desert planet, and then the two mains come there and everyone's there. Like, that's how the movie should have started in a way, like, because the movie is just about the plans.
Getting the plans, and the thing was, that's another thing people were saying, where like it's sort of hard to say this film has spoilers because everyone knows how it ends. But it was more, this was different because it was how they get to that point. Yeah, because we know the story what happened, but the fun is in seeing how it happens. So you're saying you didn't have fun. Well, you didn't enjoy seeing that part happen.
No,
it would have been better.
I didn't, because when I think of how they got the plans for a huge Death Star, I think of like Ocean's 11. Like there's like a witty crew, and they plan out a really awesome. It's like
I thought you were saying building the Death Star is like Ocean's 11. I was going like, that is the weirdest quote I've ever heard.
No, it's true though. That's a witty
quote.
gang that's likable.
Yeah,
and they each have their own purpose.
Yeah, well, they kind of have that. Don't you think they have that?
There's a blind Chinese guy, a disabled black man.
But he's apparently...
There's another Chinese guy.
He's got a lot of significance. Apparently he's connected to... he's one of the Guardians of the Wills. Because that's WHILLS. Because the original Star Wars script was called The Journal of the Wills. And it was like these ancient Force users that are reciting this story. This 1,000-year-long narrative. So he's apparently like a really mystical character. Kind of like Yoda-esque.
He dies anyway.
He dies. It's true.
Whatever.
Yeah, so I guess he's not that strong.
That's another thing. These characters, it's a one-off. We don't need all this backstory. It's just Ocean's 11, no bullshit. Characters meet up. They make a really cool plan. Maybe they sneak into a ship or something, and they've got like the lady dresses up. It's make it a lot more laid out instead of hijinks between all these characters.
Yeah.
For the first hour of the film, jumping from planets and no, I just wanted more of it in an adventure, like a spy, like a crime film, like something.
And it was like I get that.
You know what I mean?
So you wanted like a heist film,
like a yeah.
But it was a war film. It was a war film.
Definitely, the last
was a
half
war
an hour
film.
was a war film.
That's what people are saying. Like I remember my thing when we got out of the cinema was like it was a bit like Hacksaw Ridge, where you're like down in the dumps with the gritty. You're seeing what it's actually. You're not seeing because Star Wars. You're seeing like the elite, the aristocrats, basically like the Skywalker family, the Vader. The Sith people at the top. But now you're seeing the people at the bottom, like the workers. They're everyday. Like the actual because it's like in the scroll of Episode 4. Like that's one of the first things you see of Star Wars is the rebels have captured the plans.
Yeah.
And now we're actually seeing that it's not that easy.
Yes, but
you would have just preferred to see like a ragtag group of misfits.
Ragtag group of misfits.
Yeah.
You all like them by the end of the movie, and and then make it a lot more, build it up a lot more funner. That's not even the word.
a lot more. Yeah, no, but that's the thing. Like, so it needs to have that campiness, a little.
The campiness, because then you end up enjoying the characters, a bit like The Force Awakens. So at the end, when the big hit comes and it gets really dark, it's a huge spin, and you see all these characters die when you think they're going to survive.
So you wanted their death to sort of be like a twist.
A little bit,
like as in like you think they're going to get out, and be like, how does this fit into the plot, and then boom, they're dead.
Yeah, it's like if you were to film Ocean's 11 like that. They've got this perfect plan. Everything's working out for them.
Yeah.
There's these likable characters. You're like, nah, these people can't die. Like, it's Brad Pitt and George Clooney. But imagine if George Clooney got killed at the end. How big?
There'd be Ocean's 12 or 13.
How big? And then the next one would be Ocean's 10. Like
they're doing Ocean's 14. Oh wow, Ocean's 10 because one died. Wow. I get that.
Maybe replaced anyway. By a CGI replacement. That's a little segue into another big thing about this film.
You know what? Oh yeah, I was actually for people listening, the CGI what's his name, Tarkin, and CGI Leia for like 5 seconds. That's been one of the most hotly disputed. Some people are like, oh, it was awesome, didn't even notice it was CGI. Other people are like, it was so shit. I didn't know because I was reading how they did it. So what they do is they get an actor that looks similar facially, give them the dots. So like how they do like Gollum and stuff. So it's like the face modular stuff.
Yeah.
And then they sort of impose the image on, but they need someone who has a similar face, otherwise it looks weird.
It's like that Snapchat filter where you have the camera and it lays your face on.
Yeah, yeah. But the guy who did Tarkin's actually a British actor. He's like a TV actor in Britain, and he's got like a similar face.
Yeah.
And he actually did the voice.
Really?
So he's standing there doing the voice while they've superimposed the face on after.
He sounded very nice.
Yeah, because there's a scene where he's walking up, and it's actually the actor. They didn't impose it on the face, and then it like cuts to him, and you can see him as Tarkin.
Yeah.
But like there's a split second where it's before you even notice that it's like Tarkin.
Okay. Well, that's
how they did it. And they did it with Leia. They got this young actress.
Leia looked horrible.
They did this young actress with like a big puffy sort of face.
Yeah, I looked her up, and she looks a bit like Leia, but I think Leia looked horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they had to show her. I
think I need to see it again.
It's something. Her eyes looked a bit cross-eyed.
Yeah. Well, have you heard of this concept? It's called the uncanny valley, and it's like this little gap where between a robot and a human, if you have a robot that looks too similar to a human, you get this really weird feeling.
Yeah.
We're like programmed. It's like our survival instinct to we don't
trust it.
As humans, we can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
It's like when you were young. Were you ever young and you saw like a doll? I'm talking about a dummy at like Maya or something, and it looked so real.
Yeah.
You like turn and you freak out for a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's apparently the effect that the Leia thing had on people. That it's like it's just too kind of creepy. But apparently they've used it for Fast and Furious 7. They used it for Paul Walker.
Yes. Yep.
I did not know that.
Really?
I thought they just edited him out at the end.
CGI.
I've never seen it. I can't be bothered with.
No, but you can see there's final clips all over the internet.
Yeah, they showed. That's what I saw in the video that they used Paul Walker. They've also done it for Captain America: Civil War with Robert Downey Jr. They superimposed his young self over his old, his 50-year-old self. Because I didn't know there was a shot of. Apparently, there's a Tony Stark little bit in Civil War where they go back to the past.
Oh, okay.
And they've superimposed young Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. If you could see the face shot is pulling now.
Do you see
It'd be worth the price of admission.
Do you see how scary it is, though?
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying.
Keep actors alive.
Yeah, soon they'll... And the other thing, the ethics about that is, the actors, being used kind of without their permission.
Yeah, it's really terrifying.
I've heard a thing that... I don't know how, true it is. Let's get on to Star Wars about Disney about this, but apparently they pay the estate of the family to use the image.
Okay.
That makes sense. So they're paying like the family of
I don't think I'd
the
like
actor.
it. Even
But if you're getting paid-
$400,000, I would be like, don't use my grandfather's face in your film. Like,
You say that now, but 400,000.
it's a lot of dough.
I don't know where you got that
Don't have to do
number
any
from.
work.
but-
Don't have to do any work.
Exactly, you're sitting there
Like,
getting
oh yeah,
paid.
it looks alright.
Watch your bank account. Watch all the zeros add up.
I think with the CGI old dude, Tarkin, or his name is, I think they used him a little bit too much.
Yeah,
It was a bit too clear. I liked it. You could see his reflection in the
yeah,
space windows. I thought any wide shots would be fine. Shots
Yeah.
from the side. I just think he was a bit. They put him in too much. It was a bit too obvious.
yeah. I admit that it kind of fooled me, the CGI. Well, because I was like, that guy. I was like, there's no way. I was like, it looks so much like him. But I was like, there's no way he's in it. Like he's survived this long because it was like 40. I was doing the maths.
It was old in the first one. That was 1977. So
Yeah,
40 odd years later.
and I was like, so it can't be him. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's an actor that's similar. But I was like, it looks so much like him. I was like, what the hell is happening? And then I realized it was CGI.
Yeah, it felt like a bit of
So it kind of fooled me.
a video game cutscene.
Yeah,
This whole movie felt like a video game. Because it was just objective to objective.
That's what
Princess
the films
Leia
are
looked a
like
bit
now.
cross-eyed.
Yeah.
It's like she's like hype.
That was only 5 seconds though, so you can sort of look at that.
Nah.
Hope. Yeah, hope. Like hope.
The dopey looking
Hoip.
eyes. I was just like,
How do you spell that? Hoip. H-O-I-P-E.
Hoip. H-O-U-Y Hoip.
Oh wow.
P-E.
Sounds like a shitty planet.
Hoip.
It's like a planet of little swamp monsters in Star Wars.
With
Planet
cross-eyed.
Hoip.
And they look like Leia.
Yeah, no, you know what I noticed? This is like, it's becoming a joke. I almost laugh every time I see it now. In every Star Wars film, they've got the round table and they're trying to make the decision.
Yeah.
And there was like, and then there's like all the ones in the background that are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, but you can't do that because we'll all die. And then the other one's like, yes, but we have to try. We've got no other choice. And it's like,
Yeah.
and then they're like, okay. They're always like, and then they end up dying. So like the guy was right who said you can't do that because we'll all die. They're always right.
It's like democracy these days. It's a play on our social world.
But it's always played so seriously. It's never played as a joke. They're always so serious
We'll
about
die.
it.
We're gonna die.
He's like, you can't do that. We don't have enough information. And then she's like, well, what do you think? And it's always like the youngest. Because remember, Force One, it's John Boyega. I can't remember his character.
John
Finn.
Boyega.
So it's like a stormtrooper who's literally, like a few days ago, was on the dark side, and he's just a bandit. So they have no way of trusting him. He could just be leading them to their deaths.
Yeah.
And they go with his plan.
And you have a girl who's affiliated with one of the creators of the Death.
This time it's a young girl.
What do you want to do? Because you're
No, they don't even.
a general.
They don't even ask her.
military
She just like
experience.
speaks up, and then they're like, "Oh, listen to the girl." Like, why?
Listen to the girl with 2 days of military like strategy experience.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with
Do you not find that funny? Yeah, it's in all of them.
Like
it's in every single
Padme.
Star Wars.
Padme's like, we'll go through here, we'll do this.
Yeah,
It's
they always like listen to the young kid who's
Like-
just the protagonist, and then it's like, oh, they must be the what? Like, that kind of annoys me.
Well,
It annoys me because it's so funny because it's so dumb, but that's like one of the most serious parts of the film. It's always you know the film structure, so it's like the start is always like cinematic, and then you got the bit of exposition, and then you got that first mission they kind of go on and then sort of semi-fail.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of first mission.
Yeah.
It's always after that, then they do the preparation part
The
for the main
build-up.
mission. So it's always in like the middle, it's just after the middle of the film.
they have to go to their lowest point,
Yeah.
and then the arc happens, and then some little kid gives the speech, like, we've got to do this, guys.
Yeah, and then they're like, the people in the background argue.
Rebellion
For some reason,
is not
Admiral
hope.
Akbar's always in it. Doesn't matter when, he's just always in it.
Well, the actor died, and he's still in it, you know.
I don't care.
But yeah, I get to what you mean though. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
I can't take it seriously.
You know, a fun fact, we're coming to the end, but a fun fact is apparently Warwick Davis is in it as well.
Oh, the little
He
midget.
just keeps playing, he plays one of their Saw Gerrera's partisans, Weeteeth Kyubi. So he just plays all the different characters, and if it's a midget character, Warwick Davis does it.
Oh, because he's just attached with Star Wars now. Any Star Wars actor, it's like,
I don't think they like the word midget, so I apologise. for that.
Dwarf, small man. I don't know.
Well, you know, whatever.
Just call him Warwick Davis. But yeah, I think I know what character. It was that little guy with the little gun
Yeah.
when they attacked the tank in the
Yeah.
city. It's like, all right, let's chuck Warwick Davis in. People will be like,
Yeah.
people from the original show will be like, oh, Warwick Davis. Oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
He played the Ewok.
So overall thoughts of...
I've got plenty more to say about this film, but I just thought, no, I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Okay. I think we came to the conclusion that it was mildly disappointing, and it should have been like Ocean's 11. Wacky hijinks, good adventure. Okay, it doesn't have to be zooping around all over the place. You don't need as much backstory because they're going to die anyway. Just give me a good, fun hijack film. Just something fun, like we've got to get to the very top of this huge, like cruiser or something, and they've got to sneak in.
Yeah,
they've got to.
You've said this. You don't want to complain about the gun like you did with Chris Pratt.
No,
the
guns were fine. The guns were fine. There was no bold actions in this film.
Good. Because it just seems like these are always going to end with a long rant about guns, but about the technical aspects.
No, the guns
Nothing
were
to say.
fine.
Okay.
The guns were fine.
Right.
No, the guns were fine. The guy with the spear was pretty cool.
All right.
He did well.
Yeah.
He didn't get shot at all, but it was pretty.
We used the Force, I think.
Okay. We didn't see the Force.
I don't think you see the Force.
No, but we didn't see it taking effect on any of the blaster bullets. Remember in episode 7 he stops the shot.
Yeah.
In this,
but that wasn't what this was about. You
just
missed the point.
Shots.
That was about the this is the lower people. It wasn't about Force users. Anyway, what do you want to do next week?
I just want the bullets to go, or the lasers to go.
I get that.
You can see them just
so we are talking about
curve,
guns, yeah.
Just curve a little bit around him, and it's like, you can actually he has
I
a
see
force
what you
shield.
see. Yeah.
Because the force shield is in Star Wars: Knights of the Republic, which is an old PC game.
Yeah.
And you get like a force shield.
Okay.
So you can see. So I think they made the stormtroopers a little bit too
terrible aim
shots.
Again. Yeah.
I get the joke, like the helmets. It's hard to see, but now it's like, wow, come on, guys.
Actually, that's one thing I wanted to mention. The stormtroopers were so weak when the guy picked them up and threw them.
Yeah.
Threw them into each other, and then the blast. It's like, what is the armor supposed to protect them against if they can't?
The armor's terrible. He gets bonked on the head.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
All right. Well, what should we do next week? Actually, no. Okay. So your review, 6 out of 10?
6 out of 10.
I said 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
8 out of 10.
Worth watching.
Where'd that come from?
I told you 6 out of 10 for both, for the start and the middle, and the end was a 10, so it balances to an 8.
Yeah, but I've stated problems with the end.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. But I personally enjoyed it. I can agree with your opinion, but not.
Next week, 2014 Godzilla.
You want to do Godzilla?
Yeah, more disappointment.
A series of disappointments.
Series of disappointment. That's the title, I think.
Yeah, it's a key theme of this podcast that's becoming.
Me being disappointed, and you somehow trying to
redeem
the film. Ugh, Godzilla.